My week 2 NFL recap here for the rigging and the scripting. I talked about this in the first video, but Miami native Teddy Bridgewater is now replacing Drew Brees. Glue. That's number 1. And number 2, Drew Brees threw a total of 38 passing yards over at LA. And that was something that was not covered in the other video. He threw 38 yards that game. The score ended 9-27. That was the day that the Jesuit Order was founded. He was 3 for 5. His 6th passing attempt is going to come in his return. He's going to beat the guy with 6 rings. It is Teddy Bridgewater that was drafted by the Vikings, VI, the 6 Kings. Drew Brees is out for 6 weeks. Catholic as Gematria of 35. As you know, the Saints symbol is a Catholic symbol there. That little saint arc that they have. 3 for 5 for 38 yards. The Super Bowl over at Florida this year. Teddy Bridgewater, one of his last starts would be at Florida against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it is Jaguars, interesting enough, that has Gematria of 38. I don't think Drew Brees returns that early. I think the return's going to happen against the Cardinals because it is Cardinals that has Gematria of 36, and there were a total of 36 points scored during the Saints-Rams game. So the Jaguars is going to be, well, too early for Drew Brees to come back against. He's still going to be out. This is a weak division. The first game at Oakland during this NFL season, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Raiders scored a combined total of 38 points. They won the game by a score of 28-10. Now, that is a combined total of 38 points for the Raiders' first home game of the season. It is Raiders that has Gematria of 38. The Bears kicker Eddie Pinheiro hit a game-winning scripted field goal. It was former Bears defensive coordinator Vic Fangio that was the former defensive coordinator of the Bears. That's why I thought his first win would come against the Bears, but it was scripted the other way after a bogus roughing the passer call on the last drive. Do the Bears have kicking woes or they don't? Eddie Pinheiro kicks a game-winning field goal against the Broncos. It was scripted. It's Pinheiro that equals 86 and 50. It's Vic Fangio that equals 86 and 50. It is Broncos that equals 86 and 50. The Eagles at 1-1. Carson Wentz, number 11. They lose on Monday Night Football. That was one of your big clues out there that the Falcons were going to pick up this win. A score of 24-20. The Eagles' next game is against the Lions after losing by giving up 24 points. It's Falcon that equals 24. It's Lions that equals 24. The Lions are a losing team. Next week is not going to be the exception. It is just going to be the norm. Eddie Pinheiro, I thought, kicked a game-winning 54-yard field goal, which would be iconic in the year of Super Bowl 54. By the way, as we go on to these Super Bowls like Super Bowl 57 and 58, I expect these game-winning field goals to be even longer, to closely correspond with the year of that particular Super Bowl until we probably reach 60. A game-winning 53-yard field goal to complete the comeback. It is comeback that equals 53 and 26. I want you to see, too, that it is Trubisky, or rather Mitch Trubisky, that may equal. It's Mitch that equals 53 and 26. It's comeback that equals 53 and 26. He leads the comeback for the game-winning 53-yard field goal. The Seahawks win the game. Big Ben gets hurt. Mason Rudolph replaces him. The Steelers are a Masonic Jesuit team. Notice that the replacement for Big Ben, his name is Mason. Freemason, right? It is Mason that equals. Let's see here. We've got another phone call next door here, so just bear with me. So here's what happened with Mason Rudolph. And let me go in my room here. There's another speaker here on the other room. There's a call on speaker here. So, anyways, Mason Rudolph. He was drafted number 76 overall. The pick that was used to acquire him, the Pittsburgh Steelers got from the Seattle Seahawks. The Steelers selected him in the third round. The Steelers traded their third round pick and their seventh round picks to the Seattle Seahawks in order to move up and draft Mason Rudolph. This is how you know Big Ben's injury is completely fake. It is a fake injury. Mason Rudolph makes a scripted debut against the Seattle Seahawks. Miami native Teddy Bridgewater's playing against Seattle next week. The pick that was used to take him was originally from the Seattle Seahawks before they sent it to Minnesota. So what is going on with backup quarterbacks? Backup quarterback as Gematria of 28. I think it's Seahawks. Okay, Seahawks equals 24. Yeah, let's see here. Backup quarterback. It is backup quarterback that has Gematria of 28. I want you to notice here that the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Seattle Seahawks scored 28 points against the backup quarterback. Is it time for the Giants to use a backup quarterback because they gave up 28 points? I think that's what explains the 28 that we were seeing throughout this NFL Sunday. I noticed how often that showed up there. But it's pretty clear that Big Ben injured his elbow, that it was a scripted injury because, recall, Mason Rudolph equals 57. Injured elbow equals 57. It is elbow that equals 57. This is how the injury was a fake injury. Are we ready for the young quarterbacks, or are the young quarterbacks taken off? It's the Saints are relying on Bridgewater. It's Seattle. That is also the reason why we're going to see young quarterbacks here. It's Young that equals 82 and 28. Mahomes scores 28 points. Josh Allen scores 28 points. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the turn to a young quarterback here. This is what I'm trying to explain with one of the most frequent numbers to pop up here, which is 28 for this week. Young equals 28. This is why I think we're seeing the 28 this year for a bunch of these scores this week. That has to be the only plausible explanation here. So Jimmy Garoppolo being hyped up here by the NFL. Do they want a 49ers-Rams rivalry this year? Or is this going to happen early on in the year, but are the 49ers going to flame out? That's the most likely story that's going to happen. It's Los Angeles Rams that equals 52. It's Garoppolo that equals 52. They have a game in October, so look out for that. The 49ers are going to flame out here. 37 combined points scored between the Vikings and the Packers. The Packers are competing for a division title this year with 21 points. It's title that equals 21. I want you to notice that it is the Packers and the Vikings that scored 37 points. Zimmer is most likely going to get fired. The Green Bay Packers are going to finish in second place in the division. Green Bay in a 21-16 victory is going to be the main contender against Chicago in the NFC North this year. That is the takeaway that we got from this football game. Is that Kirk Cousins is average and he doesn't beat winning teams, and Aaron Rodgers is an old man. And that's going to be an interesting point spread for the following week. Monday Night Football should be pretty interesting there. Eddie Pinheiro. What is Eddie and Gematria? I've got really nothing there for Eddie there. You can compute the meaning with either the first or the last name here on the Arizona side. The main rigging that was happening in this game was that the Cardinals lost their first game with Steve Wilkes 24-6 against the Redskins. They were down 24-6 against the Lions last week. The Cardinals were leading the Ravens 24-6 before they blew it at Baltimore with Ken Wisenheim in 2011 year. You know, nothing here of significance to this game. It was rigged for the Ravens to win. I knew they would beat the Cardinals and whatnot. Lamar Jackson throws 37 passes against a team that used to be from Chicago. We covered this already in this video. Rather really significant details. We will talk more about the Cardinals in the next video. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills sweeping New York there. What was going on with Josh Allen against Eli today? Just Allen by itself. Allen equals 44-17. Knocks off Eli here. Eli equals 26-17. He takes the torch from Eli as the best quarterback in New York. They swept him. They swept these teams over there. 42 points. It is Freemason that equals 42. It's Knowledge that equals 42. There you have it. Freemason, Knowledge. You have Masonry. And then you have Josh Allen equaling 30-32. It's the end there for Eli Manning. End equals 14. The Giants scored 14 points. The Patriots, they shut them out. 43-0. Is this a champion in the making for the New England Patriots? Because it's champion that equals 43. But this is week 2, and that is a clue that the Patriots are going to finish. That they are going to finish second this year to the New Orleans Saints. That is a story behind that. 52 combined points for the Patriots and the Saints this year. It is prophecy that equals 52. The Patriots and the Saints allowed 27 points combined for this week. The Super Bowl is at Miami. Bridgewater, the Miami native, is replacing him. The Patriots are the champion of the AFC. The Super Bowl is over at Miami. That is your riddle. And then Drew Brees here. Drew Brees, the Dolphins, one of the teams that were thinking about acquiring him, but they thought he was too hurt. So we're supposed to think that he's too hurt in the year of the Super Bowl at Miami. But don't forget about the Saints defense. Don't forget about Alvin Kamara and Thomas and all of those brothers. Sean Payton calling plays. You all on crack if you think the Saints are done. Believe me on that. You guys writing them off? Do that at your own peril. Cowboys being a Super Bowl contender and all this, most likely before they flame out. Dak Prescott scores 30 points. It is Cowboys as Gematria 30. No doubt that is a very significant detail here. Ezekiel Elliott with a big gain there. Case Keenum is just nothing but a backup, it seems like. This was pretty easy to decode here. It would have been really interesting there if the Dallas Cowboys were to score 30 points versus 31 points, admittedly. 30-21 would be fitting because it's federal, that equals 51. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the federal government, so that is my main takeaway there. It would have been super coded right on the numbers if that game were to end 30-21. The Redskins scoring 21 points, the Cowboys outscoring them. Are they going to win this division title out east, or are they going to flame out of the playoff race? I mean, be my guest, man. Sean Payton going to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm really sold on that. Or is Jason Garrett and company laughing at you all that Jason Garrett's going to be nice and timid before the league allows the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl again, which will happen in Super Bowl 58. Be my guest with Jason Garrett and whatnot, but I'm still going to go with the Dallas Cowboys to fall out. Although, do they want Dak Prescott to sign his contract extension? I could totally see the Cowboys making the playoffs. It all depends on what the NFL wants. They want Jason Garrett or Does Jerry Jones want to win with this guy, or is he going to be forced to bring along Sean Payton? I think that storyline is more dynamic. But this is what I have to say for this week of NFL action. I'll be back with another recap for next week. And then my picks probably later tonight. I'll try to get it done by then after this Monday Night Football game